Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Robert Mtoy. I'm from College of ICT at Mbeya University of Science and Technology. Welcome to our class. We are going to learn how to prepare presentation by using Microsoft PowerPoint. Now make sure that your computer is having the Microsoft Office software, so make sure that you install. So when you're already installed, then after you have searched, it will appear like this. Then you just click open. You'll find these options like this, where on the left part you have some different options like home, new, open, where home is where we are right now and the new is also here, but open enables you to bring your already saved PowerPoint project from your device to the Microsoft PowerPoint application. And these ones may be available when you start creating your presentation. For example, the save as, print, export will be available when you start to create presentation. Right side, we have a black presentation which is empty, but these ones, they are predefined. They have predefined styles. Now, the difference between the blank presentation and these are already having certain design. Now, for example, let's open this geometric color block, then create. As you can see, here is where you can just edit according to the title of your presentation. Now, PowerPoint. Now, this is our first slide. As you can see here on the left part, these are the slides, and this one is the first slide, the second slide, the third slide. Now, here, what you'll be doing in template is just editing. For example, removing this and put your image and editing this text. Now, that's why I say these templates contains predefined style. Now you add slides according to your need, but you'll be given the same style. For example, this is slide number 1. Then if you want to add another slide, let's show all menu, short tabs and commands. Now, for example, when you want to create a new slide, you can see every slide has its own style, according to how it has been designed. Now, that is the meaning of template. Now, let's open blank presentation. Now, blank presentation, as you can see, is just black and white. There is no style, there is nothing, no design compared to the template that we have opened here. In blank presentation, there are no colors, no images, there is nothing. You defined everything from the scratch. Now here, we just learn this interface very shortly, and then after that, we'll start to create our presentation. Microsoft PowerPoint has following parts. Here at the top, we have the quick bar. It's where you arrange the icons that you use mostly. For example, here we have this save, then we have this start from the beginning. So these ones are already switched on by default, but you can also add yours. For example, when you click this drop down, then you can add another one. For example, we can add this. When you just click it, it will be switched on and it will appear here. Then here we have the place where it shows the name of your document, and here on the right part we have the sign in. If you have the Microsoft account, then you can sign in, and this is useful when you want to save your documents to the cloud. And here, as you can see, we have these buttons, like we have this ribbon display. Now this, for example, when we say show tabs, is where we hide those commands. And auto hide, for example, this hides all the tabs and commands. Now, for us, we are going to use these show tabs and commands in order to get this. So if yours has different options, you just come and click at this icon and click here, show tabs and commands. Now, this is for minimize, this is for resize the window, and this is for closing. If you don't want, or if you finish using your presentation, then you will close here. Now, as you can see, another part here is tabs. These are called tabs, and we have different tabs. We have file, home, insert, draw, design, transition, mention, slideshow, record, review, view, and help. Now, in these tabs, for example, here we are at home tab, and these ones are called commands. These ones are called commands. Clipboard is the group which contains these commands. We have slide group which contains these commands. We have font group which contains these commands. We will see each command later. Now I just want you to know what are the tabs and what are the commands and what group means in PowerPoint. Now these are the tabs, these are the groups, and inside each group we have commands. Now in different tabs you will find different groups and different commands, as we can see. Now we'll just start to discuss about the commands and groups at the home tab. Then after that we'll go to another tabs. Now the clipboard is used for some different commands like copying, pasting. Now what does copy and paste mean? For example, when we write something here, let's select this. How to select is either making sure that this cursor is blinking, for example here at the end or the beginning, then on your mouse left click and hold like this, then drag to the left. Now here we select all words. Now after you have selected, you can see at the clipboard these options are now alive, so you can copy. The shortcut of copy is Ctrl+C on your keyboard, then it will copy, or you just come and click here, copy. Then after you have just copied, it means that the clipboard, or this clipboard means the place where temporarily saves the words or the text that you have copied. Then after you have copied, then you'll be able to paste. For example, now let's unselect, click here at the front, then let's click enter on your keyboard so that we go to the next line, then click paste. As you can see, now the difference of copy and cut, for example, when we select this, then we click cut, it will remove that word, but it will be saved in a clipboard. Now when you paste it, it means that it will not add that word to the previous that you have cut. So cut removes and paste, but copy retain the word that you want to paste. On the next group, we have the slides group, where we have these commands. The first one is the new slide command. Now, new slide command, let's click here, this drop down. Then you find different slides arrangements. For example, here we have the title slide, which is this one. But after you have this title slide, then you will have to add other slides. Each slide have different format. Now we have the title and content. For example, it is like this. We have section header. It is like this. We have to content. For example, if you want to compare or to differentiate two things, then you can use this format. So we have like content with caption, we have like picture with caption. So let's first undo this. Now I want you to select the slides from here to here. Now let's click number 2, then go to number 5. before you click number 5, click Shift on your keyboard, then left click in order to select from here to here. Then click Delete from your keyboard. Now let's remain first with this first slide. Now I want you to add this title and content slide. Now we have the first slide, which is title slide. Then at the second slide, make sure that you have the title and content slide. We have the layout command, which just shows you how you want the layout to be arranged. For example, if you're here, you can just change the layout of the same slide. Okay, so that's the work of layout. Now reset the position and size of formatting and placeholder. Then for sections, it's used to add sections. So for example, we had the sections. Arrange your work is like grouping your slides into a certain group. This, as you can see, when we are not selecting any text, this becomes off. Now I want you to select inside this text box. This is the text box. In PowerPoint, in each slide, you will write your text inside the text box. And as you can see, this text box contains these dots. These dots are for enables you to resize your text box according to what you want. Now, okay, that's the hint. Now, in this font group, we have different commands. For example, this one is the font. Font means if you want to change the style of your text. Now, for example, let's select this, then come and choose, for example, this copper block. As you can see, the style of your font will change. We also have this, which is font size. The font size gives you different size, the size of which you want your text to appear. But mind you, in PowerPoint, it is preferred for you to use larger font size because this is for presentation. Now, if you are going to present in front of large number of people, then you use very small font size. It means that many people want to be able to see what you present. That's why I recommend that you use larger font size. For example, for titles, you can go above 40. For example, 44, 48, 50. And for the subtitles, you can go for above 30. And for the body text, you also use above 28 or 26. You can use 28 and above, and not less than that. So for us, for our title, we are going to select our title and use 50. 54, like this. Okay, then let's delete this. Let's remain with 1. If you click this, big A means you add font size. When you click this, which means there you decrease the font size. We have these commands here. For example, this B is for bold. The shortcut is Control B in your keyboard. Then this I is for italic. The shortcut is Control I on your keyboard. We have U for underline. As you can see, Control U on your keyboard. Then we have this. This is called text shadow, to add shadow for your text. Then we have the strike through. We have this, you can say character spacing. And here we have case. So you can use to change the case of your text. For example, we have this. We want to change it to all letters to be in uppercase. You just come here and click here uppercase. If you want to change to lowercase, you choose lowercase. There is capitalize each word. So every first letter of your word will be capitalized. So that's the use of change case. Now we have another one. This is for highlighting. It fills the background of your text with the color that you have choose. Now let's remove this to no color. Then here select this and For example, let's use different color. Now, when you click here, you'll find there are a lot of colors according to your like. Let's continue to another group, this paragraph group. Now, the paragraph group, before we use this, let's go to the next slide and write something here. So, in the paragraph group, we have these commands. This is called bulleting. So it is used if you are listing things in your presentation, then you can use some different kinds of bullets. We have numbering, we use numbers of different kind. Then, for example, we are going to learn this is already has already predefined bullets, but we can change. For example, we have used this and we are going to use it to list as you can see, when we click Int on your keyboard to go to the next line, the bullets will come automatically. Okay, we have our list here. Now, some of you may say, okay, let's, for the first line, we don't want a bullet, so just click and backspace. Now, in the next slide, for example, we want to create a new slide, but I will use the same slide for the slide 3. Now, what do I mean? I will click here at this slide number 2. Then on your mouse, right click, then go to this part and duplicate the slide. Now after we have duplicated the slide, means that this slide will be the same as the third slide. Then I'm going to select this and change the bullets to numbers. Now we have the list of bullets and we have the list of numbers. Then another command is this. This is called line spacing. Line spacing just adds the space between the lines of your text. So you may choose according to how you see it fits the presentation. Then we have these commands, which is align left. Align left basically align your text to the left, and this is how our text appears. Then we can align at the center, or you can align to the right, or you can use this justify. Justify makes sure that the line, the column width is the same for all lines. That's the case of justify. We have this one options, which is for if you want to arrange your list maybe in 2 columns that appears one page, then you can use that. Now, so far, the important tabs and commands have been discussed here. Okay, before we go to the next tab, I'll just show you how to little bit style our presentation. Now, let's go back to the first slide. Now, we want to style our first page. In this text box, when you bring your cursor here to this border, the cursor will change to this. Now left click once, then right click there, where the same position where you left click, then right click. Then we have this, we have style, we have fill, we have outline. Now the style, when you hover to the styles and click here, then there are different styles that when you click, you will see your text box change to that style that you have choose. Okay. Now that is for style. As I said before, when you want to get these options, you just left click to these borders, then right click, then you'll get these options. Now that is for style. Now if you want fill is the color that fills inside your text box, as you can see. And the outline is the one that you can say this borders the color of your borders. Now, we don't see it properly because of the color that you have chosen to the fill. Now, let's change the fill color to this. And as you can see, we have this black surroundings. Let's go to the outline again and add weight. The weight is the size of the outline. As you can see, this is the outline, and the inside, the color of inside is called fill. So, for example, for us, I'm not going to use the outline. I will say no outline. Then in the fill color, I will use the same, this, to mimic the PowerPoint color. But the text color here is not seen properly because the color doesn't create contrast. Now I will select this text and change the text color to white. As you can see here, it is now nice. Now this text is at the bottom and I want it to be at the center of my text box. Now how am I going to do it? I'm going to select this, and at this option, which is called align text, when I click, and I will say I want it to be aligned at the middle because it was at the bottom. Now I have the fill color for my text box. Now, as you can see, we have changed the fill of our text box and the text color to white. And now the presentation has some little design, okay? Subtitle, you may write your name as the name of the presenter. Now, for example, here, host, okay? And this text box, maybe I can resize it somehow small and bring it down like this. And how to move, you just select the borders, then hold your left mouse button, then drag to the place where you want. Now, for example, this, I want to move this. I will click here at the borders and hold the left mouse button and drag here at the center. Now, we have somehow a style in our presentation. Let's go to the second slide. In here, in introduction or title text box, let's click to the borders, right click, change the fill, then for example to blue, we change the color to white, we click bold to bold it, then somehow we reduce this to somewhere here, and this text will bring them here. Okay, so as you can see, we have another style. For the third slide, and I will bring this here. As you can see, we have the three slides with different styles. So that's how you can style your slides using just the text box. Let's see how we can add image to our presentation. Now, for example, here at the first slide, we want to reduce this to a certain point like this. Then let's drag this here, and we want to add image here. When you click Insert tab, we have different options. Now let's use this Pictures command so as we can insert picture. Now the picture can be inserted from your device or online pictures. Now let's use online pictures. If you have internet connection, you can just use online pictures. But if the pictures are in your device, then you can use the device, this device. When you click this device, it will give you this window, and you have to locate in the place where you have saved your pictures. Now, so far, for me, I'm going to use the online pictures. Click online pictures like this, then wait for the pictures to load. Then these online pictures, they are grouped in different groups, so you can have a lot of choices here. But so far, you can also search by writing. For example, here we want to do a picture of a computer. Now we write here at the search bar, computer, then click enter. And we can have these pictures of computers. So for example, maybe I use this one. Then I will select this and click insert. Our picture is here. Now it is too big for our slide. But as you can see, there are dots surrounding this picture. This means that when you place your arrow here to show the arrow of resizing, click and hold the left mouse button, then resize your picture like this. Now, you can do this in every part of your slide according to what kind of picture do you want it to appear here. Now, let's return in this Insert tab. In the Insert tab, we also have this command of creating new slide, which I've already seen in the Home tab. We have the table. Now, let's create another slide. Let's say duplicate this slide. And let's delete this. How to delete? You just click the borders of the text box, then click delete. Okay? Now, let's add this table. Now, how to add table? You just click here. You may choose the number of rows and columns, and it shows in the form of matrix, as you can see. So, for example, if you have 3 columns and you want 5 rows, then you can just obtain it from here. Now, when you draw this, it shows that you have 3 columns and 5 rows. Now, when we click, it appears direct on your presentation. Then after you have created that table, it will create another tab which is called the table design. In the table design, you may have different kind of styles. For example, you may change styles. For us, we may use this because we want to retain the colors of our presentation, that mood of our presentation. Now we are going to use this. Now inside this table, you may add some text. So for example, in this top part, this is for our titles. Now place your cursor here and left click once, then write something. To the another box here and add and write, for example, Excel. Okay, now here and another row, you may add some text. For example, if you want to compare and contrast these 3 applications, then you may do it in the table. The text size can also be increased. So if you have already filled your table, you can select the whole table and come here to text, then add font size. But also you can have different font size for the titles and for the text inside, for the body text, I can say. Okay, let's continue with the Insert tab. You can also take screenshots. You can also add photo albums. Now, we have these illustrations group where you can get different shapes, a lot of shapes here. For example, let's click this rectangle shape, left click, then it has not appeared because it wants you to draw by yourself. Now, as you can see, we have this kind of cursor, which is a cross-like cursor. Now, how to draw it? You are supposed to go to the position where you want to insert that shape, then hold the left mouse button and drag like this. Okay. Now, if you want to get the size, for example, a rectangle, you just drag like that. But if you want to get the shape with the same size, for example, a square, now take the rectangle, come here, click Shift and hold it, then left mouse and hold, then draw. Now it will be equal size. Then after you have drawn that shape, it will also create another tab which is shape format. Now the shape format, then you can change the style of your shape. But you can change the fill. Okay? There are a lot of colors. Then the outline, as we show earlier, then maybe you may have outline or you may have no outline. Okay? Then there are shape effects. So for example, you may have some effects for your shape. Okay? There are a lot of them. You may add some shadows and it may appear like this. Now, inside this shape, you can also add text. Now, when you just select the shape and write something from your keyboard, the text will appear inside your shape. Then you can also change the color, the font style, the size of your text. As you can do, you can also move it to different parts of your slide. In the Insert tab, you can also add some icons. Now, these icons are only found in the internet. If you don't have icons in your desktop or your PC, don't mind, because you may download them from the internet, as how we did in pictures. We also have 3D models are found in the internet. As you can see, there are a lot, but you can also search. So, for example, the electronics and widgets. For example, I want to add this computer here. So when I select and insert, as you can see, you can rotate it in different sides. It is different from the picture where you just have the 2D orientation. Now the 3D model gives you this all directions orientation. So this can make your presentation more amazing. Now let's continue with the insert. Now you can have the smart art. Then in insert you can also have charts. Then you can come and choose the chart that you want. So for example, let's use this pie chart. For example, I want this, the chart with the key like this. Then I will choose this and click OK. Then it will appear, and I'll obtain this Excel spreadsheet here so that you may add your data here. Then it will appear direct to your pie chart like that. Let's remove this. You can have this link, gives you different options. Where do you want this link to refer? So you can add a link of another document, or you can add a link of another slide. So for example here, practice, you put that link here. So let's now see how we can go to that slide. So it says click Control in order to follow the link. When you click Control on your keyboard, you will see that the cursor changed to a hand, which represents the link. And when you click, it sends the user to that specific slide where you have a link. Now this is very useful. But we have text box. You want a text box, then you go to Insert, Text Box, then you draw that text box where you want to write your text. This is header and footer. When you click this, this gives you different options. For example, you have date and time. When you tick this, it means that you want your slide to contain date. Now, in date and time, we have the update automatically option and fixed option. Now, for update automatically, it means that when you open the presentation, it will match the date and time where you open that presentation. But the fixed, then the date will remain fixed. Okay, another option is slide number, where you can have like that page number in Microsoft Word. Then we can have slide number, a footer. In each slide, I want my name to appear. Then you may write there. Therefore, you can click here that on title slide, maybe you don't want this to be seen, then I click this. Then I want to apply now. If you click only apply, then it will apply to the slide that you have selected. And apply to all, it will apply to every slide in your presentation and each slide that you'll be adding later. Now let's click apply to all. Now as you can see, we have this date, we have this name, and we have the slide number for each slide, but except the title slide. Then we have another option, which is word art. Word art is just some artistic way of writing. For example, let's select this text and go to word art, choose, for example, which one? This one. Now, then, as you can see, you can have a lot of different styles here. Yeah, just create something beautiful. Also add video in your presentation. You can also add audio in your presentation. You can also screen record. If you are instructing something in another application which is not PowerPoint, then you may screen record. Screen record means that you record the screen of your PC and teach a certain part, then come and it will be added directly to your slide. Now we are done with this insert tab. Now let's go to another tab which is draw. So for example, let's take a pen. Then you may draw something, you may do some calculations if you are doing mathematics, and this is very useful when you're using a touch panel. But using mouse to write with the pen is somehow difficult. Deselect this. Let's go to another tab which is design. Now design, change the design of your presentation. For example, when you click this one, as you can see, the whole design of your presentation changes. Okay, let's click Ctrl Z to undo. Now this side, as we say, change the design, everything in your presentation, the arrangement, the colors, everything change when you choose the different design from what you designed. This part over here does not change the design, but the different colors, but with the same design. Let's see the transition and animation tab. What does transition mean? When you are moving from first slide to the next slide, how do you want the movement from first slide to the second slide appear? Let's see how this presentation appears then before and after adding transition. At the bottom right part of your display, we have this icon. Now this one is the slideshow. This one, when you click slideshow, make the presentation full screen, to the screen or to the projector that you are projecting your presentation. Now, this is our title slide. We want to move to the second slide. Now, going forward, you will click down arrow key or the right arrow key. Now, you have the arrow keys on your keyboard, which is the left, right, up, and down arrows. And these left and up arrows send you backward. Let's click to the next slide. As you can see, just a cut. So the first slide, second slide, third slide. Now let's go and add transition. How do you want second slide to appear? Now click this second slide, then let's check for certain transition. So let's try this. Click here. So it will do like that. So let's click fade. It will do like that. Split. It will do like that. Now choose the one that suits you, but don't do too much of transitions, and don't use transitions that takes too much time to move from the next slide. For example, there are like this. See, it takes a lot of time, and I don't want you to use that. We go to the third slide, then put another transition. So for example, let's put push. Okay, then this one, let's also put push. So then in transition, you can add timing. So for example, in our first slide, maybe I want it to stay for duration of maybe of 1 minute. Then after that, it will transist to another page. I want to advance to the next slide maybe after. Okay, then you click, you remove this on mouse click, then you add the time when you want your slide to move to another slide. So let's click slideshow. One, see? Automatically, the presentation may go automatically. Now let's go to another tab, which is animation. Now transition animation differs in this way. We go to animation. We go to this second slide. Then in these texts, we want not everything to appear at once. That's the use of animation. Now, for example, here, we want introduction to appear first. Then we will put animation, for example, float in. Okay? Then it will have this number as number 1. Then we want all this text to appear one after another. Then we select this, we click somewhere in this text box, then we choose, for example, float in again. Okay? It has been given numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we want this also to appear later after everything other. Okay, then we add another animation for this. Now, let's see. We are in the first slide. Let's go to the slideshow. Now, the wake of animation. This is our first page. Now, let's go to the next slide. Click the arrow keys, or you may just left click on your mouse. Then this is the second slide. Why the text and everything in the second slide have not appeared at once is because of animation. Animation hide everything that you input or you put the animation to, and it will appear just after you have clicked the mouse button or the arrow keys as you are going to the next slide. Now, for example, here we will click the left mouse button, then yes, the number 1 in animation has appeared, but others are not appeared. If you want others to appear now, for example, now you want to create that interactive classroom. Maybe you may pose a question where the answer is coming next. Now here it is our question. Now student may give different views. Then later on, then you want to display the answer. Okay? But everything is in the same slide. Just in the presentation is where you hide other items so that you may display one item after another. Okay, maybe you want to discuss about interface first before going to another part. Then you discuss interface, then everything about interface. Then when you click next, it will come another part. You discuss it, then until you finish. After everything is done, for example, this is our last part, then when you click again next, you'll go to another slide. That's the work of animation, and this difference between animation and transition. Transition deals with slides, and animation deals with the content inside that slide. Okay, let's go back to our normal view. You may just click here and end show, or click escape on your keyboard. Now we have the slideshow tab, and click like you want to from the beginning, or you want to set up the slideshow, you want to hide the slide, you want to rehearse timings. You can set timings for your presentation. For example, how much time am I going to use to teach this subject? You have already prepared a presentation, you may rehearse. So this will count how many minutes you're going to use in that presentation. But also you can do recording. Record the presentation that you are using. You just record what you are teaching. Now, for example, this one gives you, it just record this screen here of your presentation. When you click record, it will record the voice. So you may be teaching by using your slides like this. So you just record, and if you have the camera also, you may use also your camera. Now let's look at here at the bottom. This one says turn on microphone. Okay, this is for microphone, this is for camera. But I don't have camera here connected, that's why this one is off, but the microphone is there. Then you can record. If you don't have the camera, you can use only audio in the presentation. Also, if you have the camera but you don't want to be seen, you may switch this off. This can be switched on or off according to what you want. Let's click escape. Then the review tab contains some different options like spelling. You can check spellings of your words. You can also check accessibility, you can translate. There are different kind of options which are very useful. Then there is a view button, view guides. These guides may help you to arrange your presentation. So yeah, there are a lot of options here which can be useful. So far, let's close everything and retain this to our first slide. Now, you will continue to add the slides. For example, I don't want to use this slide as my next slide, but I want this to be my next slide. Then I can duplicate this and move it downward like this. So you can move even slide from the position that you want. So this may be my 5, then I edit it, because it retains the design that you are using. After that, you may change the design of that particular slide until you finish your presentation. So this is good for you to add on your last slide to thank the people who were listening to you. Then after you have finished creating your presentation, providing everything is good, the arrangement is good, every slide is at its place, transitions and animations, then you have to save your presentation. It's going here to file, and now we can see this part is now on. Then you may click save or save as. Let's use save for now. Then it will give options for save as because it's our first file. Then choose where do you want to save. You'll use OneDrive if you have signed into Microsoft and have this OneDrive. But now we don't have it. We'll use browse in order to save this presentation inside our document. So we'll search and click here at documents, then we'll save, you'll write the name of your presentation. Then after that, the save as type is PowerPoint presentation. That's what we want. We have a lot of types. You can save it as a video, whatever like that. Let's use it as a PowerPoint presentation so that you may use it with Microsoft PowerPoint when you want to present it. Now, after you have write the name, choose where you want to save it, then click save. But also in the file, you can export this as PDF. You can create a video, or let's create a PDF, okay? Then go again to create a PDF. Then we'll create the PDF to the same location, documents, the same name, because it will not override due to the difference of types. Then let's open the file after we have published. Then do publish. Let's wait for the file. Then as you can see, it is in form of slide, but it is a PDF file. So the difference is that PDF, it's good for students. They can view the PDF file even in the browser. So if the phone contains a browser, it's easier for students to learn even by using mobile phones. No need of having the Microsoft Office software in order to open this. Is a PDF file, it's easier. As its name suggests, that is a portable document file. But if you want for presentation, save it as PPT. Continue practicing, continue creating slides, and you'll become good. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and click that notification bell so that when you upload another video, you'll be the first one to receive the notification. Goodbye.